Good morning, and welcome to another bright and sunny Winnipeg. Have we ever lost snow since that little snowstorm we had there a week ago, or less? It's just unbelievable how fast the snow has gone. It's, okay, let's not talk about the weather. Let's talk about the photo etch. First of all, how many times have I not said I did not come to the model table last night? Well, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't do anything on the photo etch. I had intended to maybe nip off the rest of these pieces, but this morning what happened was I was reading my comments from yesterday's episode, and one of the viewers reminded me that I think it was Chris. What he does is he peels back the second layer of plastic off the other side of the sheet, and then that makes it a lot easier to get the pieces. And I'm going to try that. I wasn't going to do any videoing of getting the rest of these pieces, but I think we'll just peel back the plastic. We'll try it, see how it goes. My concern is, can I get it back? Because I like to have that second piece there to sort of protect everything. I also like to have the other piece left, the other sheet of plastic left, because you have less chance of your small pieces pinging off into oblivion. And yeah, so but we'll just try it. So let's just sort of recompose here and get our day started. What do we got here? 8:43. Oh, can you see the clock, or is my head in the way? Anyway, yeah, I got the camera at just a slightly different angle here, so it'll catch most of looking out the window. There's people that like to look out the window. It's too bad that it's so washed out, but yeah. Anyway, that's how can you tell I'm having a hard time thinking of something to say here? Okay, let's get going. Okay, if you will recall, in yesterday's episode, we were getting some little pieces here. We got this one, we got this one, we got this one, and they're in this tin right now. And I was having quite a bit of trouble lifting them off of this second sticky sheet here. And the idea is that if we remove very carefully here. Now we are going to actually be needing this one and this one, and this one and this one, and this one, this one, and this one. We need quite a few, in other words, but they're all on this half of the sheet. So my thinking is, can I peel this back in such a way that after I'm finished, I can put it back again? Now I don't know, because what's going to happen is I have to put this down on something, and very carefully here, because once I expose all this stuff unsupported by anything, this is a good idea, but maybe it's a bad idea, because if I'm not super careful, I'm sort of watching as I'm peeling it if it's taking anything with it that it's not supposed to. Okay, that's almost far enough here. All right, now what can I do now so that when I turn this over, it's not going to want to slide around. I might have to just change the way I do things. Right now I've got my piece of plexiglass taped down, but that was for when I was videoing with the macro lens. I didn't want anything to move. All right, See, I often have a tendency to sort of press down on the sheet, and maybe I've got to get used to not doing that. Okay, because right now we are definitely not going to have a problem getting the part. Like, let's say I wanted to get this little oval shaped piece here. You know, I'm definitely not going to have a problem with it sticking because the sticky paper's gone. But I am going to have a problem when I nip off the last connection that it pings off. So yeah, you know, for 4.5 years now I've been doing it the other way. So except on one sheet, I accidentally removed both sides at the and I didn't realize it. I had taken the second side off. I didn't mean to. Now, these ones here, if you will recall, I think there's a possibility that you know, it might be, oh, I was going to, I have a bad habit of not staying on track. I think there's a possibility that I nipped off too close into the piece that we actually need. And I was thinking afterwards, it could be if we turn this sheet over, that there is a line more visible on the other side of this part. We'll check that out when we do these ones here. Yeah. Should I maybe just take it all the way off? And then see if I can put it on afterwards. You know, now that it's been taken off, here's a thought. How would it work if I was to put it back and just not put it back really, really hard? Yeah, I think I like that idea. I just thought of it now. Okay, you can see that it's not sticking anywhere near as hard as it did. But it will sort of add a little bit of protection to these other pieces. So let's just try that first. See if that makes a difference. That way I'm you know, I've got the best of both worlds. At least that's the plan. Okay, we're going to try out the new system here. Now, plastic, as you will recall, has already been released once. So it's probably not, we're after the 17s, by the way. So I would think that the 17 part here is not sticking real well to the plastic. So let's just try and get the end here. And the other one. Now I have to remember with my hand that's holding down the fret that I don't want to be sliding my fingers around because I'll be damaging delicate stuff here. Okay, I think the best way to go here is to just swing these things. And this one over here, I'll wait until I swing it around. I should only, if I do this systematically, I should only have to turn it 3 times. Oh, see that? I'm sorry to have to show you my gimpy finger. Maybe I'll do the other one. Oh, the other one doesn't look very good either. You know, when you look at it up close, doesn't that look terrible? Okay, got that one. Now this should be the last turn. Yeah, that would probably ping off on me if I wasn't careful. Okay, but they are looser. They're definitely looser. So I don't need to worry now about bending them when I'm removing them off of the plastic here. But I have to remember not to bend them while I'm handling the part, because as I keep mentioning. Okay, now there was something else we were going to look at. Oh yeah, just let me get rid of these here. Okay, you didn't hear it fall in the tin because I couldn't find the tin. Okay, now we were going to look at the other side of this part right here to see if there was anything that indicated where we're supposed to actually nip, you know, because I could almost see something, but not quite. So let's just flip this over and see if there's something on the other side of it. Okay, no, the only thing we can see clearly on the other side is, or is there something right there? Is there sort of a little... No, I'm not feeling anything. You just sort of have to visualize, you know where the places that you have to cut, which is it's pretty hard. Okay, well, I'm not going to cut from this side because this side has the plastic on it. All our photo etch pieces are nipped off now, and that includes the little ladders, E5. I think we needed 8 of those. In fact, I don't think, I know. And the hard part is yet to come. We've got to try and shape these large square flat pieces into some sort of like a concaved parabolic type antenna. Well, I guess it won't be parabolic, but it'll be, let's just say it'll be difficult, that's for sure. Okay, I have taken a little bit of time off this morning from my photo etch nipping to finish stringing the lights. And I've got this distorted view so that you can see everything. You can see the little, the way the rope is there on the hook. And when I was up on the ladder there a while ago, and it's amazing how hard it is to get up on a ladder now. Anyway, when I was up on the ladder and I was tying that off, I thought, well, later on I'll cut off the excess, you know. But my experience is that the temporary soon becomes permanent. So chances are that's not going to change. In fact, in all likelihood, none of this is going to change. Now, what I want to do is I want to test. I got my other camera in here so that I can have the other camera looking at the back of my good camera, and we'll watch and see how much the ISO changes when I plug in the lights. Because I've got no monitor here. And actually I do have another little monitor. It's one that I bought, I'm guessing about 8 years ago. And it's just a little thing that's actually designed for a camera. And I might be able to rig that up in here, because I don't want to spend money on another computer monitor if I don't have to. And one thing I'm noticing that I'm missing is the screen, that I can see what's going on outside. I've become so accustomed to having that thing. Anyway, so why did I bring this in here? Well, I thought that we may as well have something other than just the tabletop, and have something real and see how much does the light change when I plug this in. Now, before we recompose here and get the camera mounted on this tripod and get everything all lined up, I'll just plug in the lights, and you'll see. You won't be able to tell how much it's changed, but at least you should be able to see them go on, and hopefully all 12 go on. And no, I'm not going to black everything out. Okay, here we go. All right. Wow. That makes quite a difference to my eyes, but how is it in reality? Because you can't tell. If you would not be able to tell me how many times brighter it is outside right now than it is in this room right now. Although it is a lot brighter outside than it is in this room. It's yeah. our automatic ISO or whatever you want to call it in our brains, it takes care of all that for us. And also the HDR, the high dynamic range in our brains. We can see something in a dark area at the same time as a light area, whereas the camera can't. It has to be adjusted. Anyway, let's recompose here and see if we can see what the difference is. Okay, we are up and running. Now you should be able to see in the back of the camera there we're running at 60th of a second, f5.6, and the ISO right now is 1600. We'll plug in the lights and we'll just see the difference, and we should be able to calculate how much brighter it is after we plug in the light. I only want to do this one time here. Okay, so here we go. Come on. This plug doesn't work very good. Okay, what do we got now? Okay, the ISO is dropping, and it is looks like it's going to steady out at 140. Now that's quite a difference. Yeah, that's going to be quite a difference. Okay, we did our test. Mark, Aussie Frenchman, you were wondering how this is going to work out. Well, this is about the best I can show you. Okay, if we do some simple arithmetic here, we divide 1600 ISO by 140 ISO, and it works out to about 11.5 times brighter. Now, that's a big difference when it comes to videoing. Well, meanwhile, back at the real model table, yeah, step 29. It's not going to do itself. Yeah, I got to do it for it. What would be the first thing we come to? Okay, I guess the first thing moving from left to right would be these 17s. And they have to be curved a little bit to fit into here somewhere. But I think what I'm going to want to do is maybe try and bend this part here into the right shape to fit into this. And then we'll know just exactly how much we have to bend this to make it fit. At least, I don't know if the radius would be the same or different or what. I don't know. We'll just have to see how it looks. You know what? Once again, I should maybe try and find a drawing in Stefan's book of exactly what this looks like. I don't think the wax pencil. Where's the wax pencil? I've lost it. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Okay. Okay, I can't find it. I don't like to do that, but it works. Okay. yeah, we got to try and bend this. I suppose the paint's not going to stick good now. Yeah, it has to be double bent. So I can sort of see where it's supposed to go. I don't think there are any what you might call folding lines on this thing. Oh yeah, there is. There's a folding line right there in the middle. Okay, so I guess what we do is we make two little arches. Like this section here would be arched a little bit, and this one here would be arched a little bit, and then you'd, well, let's get a dowel, probably an 1/8 inch diameter dowel would be about right, and see if we can just roll back and forth and get it into shape. Worst that can happen is I'll completely flub it up, and these are not going to be on the turrets, which would be really too bad. When we were in the back room, I had intended to mention that I got a comment from Jeff Donahue, and he asked, what is it that you're planning on putting on that second model table? And I didn't answer him, but the answer, Jeff, is the new Yamato, the big Yamato. But, that's sort of my dream. But, it's sort of like, as one of the other viewers recently mentioned, that, it sort of gives you hope. If it's sitting there on the table, even if you never open it, it sort of gives you hope. And at my age, you need all the hope you can get. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Now, which way would be the best way to try and roll this? We're going to want to later fold it at the folding line, but it doesn't have to fold all the way. So we're going to want to fold it towards that line, which is which way? Maybe I should be putting the macro lens on. I was just thinking that it might be a good idea. Oh yeah, there's the folding line. To check the manual and see where are these fire directors going to be placed on the superstructure. It could well be that there's going to be 4 of them, right? So it could be that 2 of them are going to be out of sight on the far side once the ship is mounted in the case. Now, if I have this one here bend in a U shape this way and this one this way, I don't think it makes a huge difference which side the folding line is on, but I do want to have the detailed part looking forward. And to me, this side looks more detailed than the other side. So I think I'm going to bend it in this direction, and yet on the other hand, that will mean that this will be sort of on the inside, and are we going to be able to see it? Maybe we would see the outside better. You know what? It's sort of what they say, 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. So if I was to press down on here now and start to roll, how is this going to go? Okay, California Paul is also doing these right about now, he said. So I just know, Paul, that you are videoing this and you're going to show us how it's supposed to be done, right? Okay. Am I getting this about right? Now let's do the other one. I hope I'm keeping it in your field of view there. Yeah, it is. Okay. All right, now we gotta open this out at the folding line. How do I do that? Pair of tweezers. Like we definitely can't use Andy's photo etch bender anymore. I see. I'm afraid that if I try to bend it, you know what? I'll bet you I should have bent it at the folding line a little bit first, because otherwise, what's going to happen is, so let me move this around here. Okay. Otherwise, what is going to happen is we're going to try and bend it at the folding line there, and it's not going to bend at the line. It's going to bend at the on the grating, if you know what I mean. That's what I think is going to happen. I wonder if I should just maybe straighten this out just a little bit here. See, I'm getting my fingers in your view, aren't I? Yeah, I should have thought of that first. Okay, now we want to bend it right there. What can I use to get in there? You know, like maybe my flat tweezers might work. Get maybe something like this might work. See, the photo etch plier is too wide, I think. Now I want to try and bend this. Is it bending at the line, or is it bending on the grating? So I want it to bend on the line. You know what, folks? I'm going to have to do this off camera, and then we'll look at it afterwards. But you can see what I'm trying to do here. Okay, I kind of got it. I think what we should do is form one of those other pieces, the bracket that this thing actually goes into, and see if it has to be made any smaller this way, if you know what I mean. And the radius is a little bit tighter. But I don't want to be bending back and forth too much here. But we basically got it. We basically got it. Okay. You get the idea. Okay, I did find the wax pencil. I had put it in the wrong cup. I normally put it in Jeff's Bismarck cup, but I ended up putting it in the cup that has the cheeky remark on it that my brother gave me for my birthday a couple of years ago. Now, we probably don't need the photo etch bender for this, but you can do a little bit more of a steady job with it. I'll recompose here. I want to get this sort of bent into shape now, so we can sort of see. You know, well, I guess maybe we can still see by going like this, can't we? Okay, I can see that. We're going to have to close it up just a little bit more so it can fit inside there. I should be zoomed in so you can see better. Uh-oh. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go again. It was a scammer, and somebody wanted to inform me that my Amazon Prime account had been renewed, and if I didn't want it renewed, I had to just press 1 or something. And anyway, yeah, and I had just received an email from Amazon this morning saying, watch out for scammers. Yeah, well, they're not going to fool this old boy. Okay. You can see here that if we squeeze this together about 2 millimeters, in other words, I should put it back down on the rubber and re-roll it here and just try and make the radius a little bit smaller, because if I just take and bend it like this, which is a person's tendency to want to do, it may get itself sort of out of round. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I'm probably just going to quickly do it off camera. Okay, I don't know if I made much of a difference or not here. I think the idea is that... No, wait a minute. I wonder if I was to just solder it on its edge. I was under the impression that these things were supposed to fit inside those arches. Hey, doesn't that look like McDonald's arches? Yeah, it does to me anyway. Always thinking about food, aren't I? Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to find the drawings of what this thing is supposed to look like if I can. And I'm going to wrap it up for today. So thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.